For years.
How much years?
Almost 15 years. For a show longer than that.
Yeah.
But from Spragga Benz is here. And since Bobby Shakes is here, let me say something.
Yeah.
The only artist who didn't perform, as a matter of fact, when he did the show, he didn't need acting lessons. This is dancehall original Shatas.
Yeah. Hey, unbelievable, the new movie. When it's out.
And we have to see it.
Yeah.
Before Jay-Z and Beyonce, it was Foxy and Spragga. The original power couple in urban music. This is my DJ. Drop the biggest freestyle inside the dance hall.
Chris the people them.
Yeah.
They must know.
And Jay,
Every time.
I am gonna say something that might get me in trouble, but I'm only gonna say it once.
I could have ordered some liquor unscrupulous people. But go on like them that like righteousness. Them a fight against me, watch me and them. Alright. Why they wanna see me fall, and they know that I am tougher than wall. Tell me.
Yo, what's going on, man? So you know what it is. What I want you guys to do is like, subscribe, because, you know, it helps the algorithm. Shakes is Live is the website. Go to Shakes is Live. What I want you to do is just subscribe. We have daily reggae ticket giveaways. By next year, we'll have concert giveaways. We'll have festival giveaways. Not festivals like the fried dumpling. You know what I'm saying? More festivals as in like stuff like Coachella. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be giving away a lot of tickets because basically what we want to do is we want to control the narrative. How y'all feeling today? Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie, man. Right now, I'm just hot right now. I'm the type of person that tries my best not to do funny business, and I'm just annoyed right now. Just annoyed right now with some shit. So, Spragga Benz read out. Well, before I even go into that, let me just go back, right? So I did a top 10 list. Let me see. Where's my top 10 list here? Let me see if I have my top 10 list here. Because I gotta set the stage. You know what I'm saying? Gotta set the stage here. Gotta set the stage. All right. So this is my top 10 list: Bounty Killer, Kartel, Ninja, Shabba, Buju, Sizzla, Capelton, Lady Saw, Mad Cobra, and then I had Spragga Benz. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that was my top 10. And what I was trying to do is I was trying to say that I could do a top 10 reggae artists list without Beenie Man. And that drove the industry crazy. Everybody's all like, I'm crazy. I don't know what I'm talking about. And I had a very, 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 very good reason why I had Spragga Benz at 10. To me personally, I think Spragga Benz is the most underrated dancehall artist ever. Lyrically, I think he could compete with anybody in the business.
Not fabricated when my flaws are doing it from my heart. Lyrics are overload my thoughts. And I make me think a simple thing for walk the road. My walk and know the men's and the composure way that take to me the master of my own future. We know my place dragon my prayers when me answer class. No fight my cry me and them man me a own a boss. So me no need no one to validate.
He's the only person that went up against Kartel and beat him. Right? I mean, Kartel went up against everybody and beat them. Pause. But when Kartel went up against Spragga, we all know, okay, it's over. And it was like, yo, but why put Spragga on the list over Beenie Man? Beenie Man had probably one of the biggest dance hall movies ever. I mean, I would give you that. I'll give you that. Jimmy Cliff was also some big movies also. But Beenie Man, yeah, he was in a big movie. And I think why a lot of people don't consider Shatas a movie, it's because we saw it on bootleg. Basically, Shatas is a mixtape. To me, that's like a daily, right? If you're in the industry, you know what that means. That movie was like a daily. Like, I saw that movie on bootleg, bro. Like, bootleg. Like, that movie was a mixtape. Like, that is the only mixtape in all of urban culture where people actually got famous from it. Shatas was a huge, what is the word I'm looking for? What do you call a movie like that? Cult classic. That movie was a cult classic. Like Quentin Tarantino, Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, those are cult classics. Star Wars, cult classics. There's another one of Stanley Kubrick, cult classic. Like, there's people that make movies, then there's people that just do cult classics. And there's another movie director which I loved, which I forgot his name, but he did a lot of nudity movies. But they were like cult classics. Like, when we talk about Clockwork Orange, that's a cult classic. Full Metal Jacket, cult classic. Requiem for a Dream, Pi, cult classics. Shatas, in my lifetime, has to be the biggest cult classic movie that everybody saw on bootleg. Let me tell how big that movie was. We out in Worcester with Louis Rankin. And Louis like, yo, I'm going to go rob my show. I mean, we outside. I'm like, I'm going to rob your show. I mean, it is his show. Goes into the fucking box office and robs the show. Somebody gets wind of it, screams, gets on the phone, call 911. Next thing you know, the whole place is surrounded by cops. And then the person came out and pointed him out. And as one of the cops was walking up to him, one of the cops turned to the Sarge. I was like, yo, that's the guy from the movies. And the cop was like, what movie? Like, what are you talking about? Like, he ain't in no Casablanca. I mean, is that one of the actors from Gone with the Wind? Right? That's the look the Sarge had on his face. Like, what are you talking about? Like, how do you even know? Like, you're white. Like, how do you even know what movie this dude's in? So the cops come up to him and they're like giving him the question. Yo, Louis goes over to the billboard where his flyer was and tore it off the wall. And was all like, who's on the flyer? How can I rob my own show when it says Louis Rankin presents on it? And one of the cops was like, yo, that's Louis Rankin. That's the original Jamaican bandana. And this is what this white cop's saying. So the only thing that's going through my mind is like, yo, it looks like this white cop probably has Jamaican or American friends, or it doesn't even matter, right? They're like, yo, man, you got to come and see this movie. This is like the illest gangster movie ever made. It's the illest gangster movie ever made. Probably the only gangster movie that's iller than that, I would say, is Scarface. And I'm not talking about Al Pacino. I'm talking about the original Scarface with Paul Muni. That Brian De Palma remade with Al Pacino. But the original Scarface is a cult classic. Public Enemy #1 was another cult classic when we talk about gangster films. I would put Shatas up there on that level. So the cops is like, yo, looks like there's no problem here. They take off. So we just jump in the van and we're falling behind Louis. Louis rolls down his window and we driving down, I don't know if it's 295 or whatever, and he's just busting this gun. Boom, 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 as we're driving down the highway. And I'm sitting in the back of the car that's following. I'm just hearing the gun just barking in the night. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, yo, that's the Shatta lifestyle for real. Like that movie, I think that movie's bigger than Belly. Because you got to understand that Belly and all these other movies, they were released in the cinema. But by the time Shatas was released in the cinemas, everybody's seen it like 1,000,000 times already. I remember my white friends used to call me over to the crib. They're like, yo, what are you doing? I was like, I'm good. I'm just chilling. Like, yo, we need you to come over here and translate this movie. Maybe I'm like, well, if I can, Cindy's here. Come on, Shake. Cindy's here. She loves black guys. Why don't you come over? Maybe she'll give you a slobby knobby. I'm like, fuck, I can't pass that up. So I'll just head over there. And I'd be translating the words. And it got to a point where I started translating the lyrics on records. Well, hey, Shakes, what's a batty boy? I'm like, that's a dude that's terrible at cricket. When we talk about global icon, you have to put Spragga Benz in that category. And I think the reason why Spragga Benz is so underrated is the fact that he's never been caught up in any drama. Like, Spragga Benz just don't do drama. He got into a little hiccup with Kartel, but as far as I know, I never heard Spragga in any legal trouble or any dancehall trouble. Like, he's not in trouble legally, and he's not in trouble in the streets. He's just a youth that stays to himself, knows how to pick and choose his corners, and then just move. Where everybody else seems to be chasing a hype that they can't catch. And I just believe that Spragga Benz, he doesn't mix up with that. And when the rhythms were dropping back then, you could always say he was top 1, 2, or 3 on every rhythm that everybody was on. You have to say he was either top 3 in the top 3 on the rhythm.
A boy try play down the outfit and the girl do a step in and face. In and face. No fear with a sergeant general do a step in and face. In and face. A boy try this so we play the general and step in and face.
Some people say that's crazy. Okay, so if you're not gonna give him top 3, you gotta give him top 5. And what you gotta understand is when the rhythm was released, everybody in Jamaica was on that rhythm. It's just that because we're in foreign, only 4 or 5 artists on that rhythm would reach to us here. But I don't think you can deny that Spragga Benz is the most underrated artist of our generation. Plus the fact that he's a movie star. And I'm not talking a movie star as is someone that was just in the background. He was the key. He was one of the leads. He was the lead. He was the lead. So it's not like we're just giving him accolades that he doesn't deserve it. Like I mean, this may sound crazy, but he's a modern day Jimmy Cliff. Because when you think about Jimmy Cliff has big records, big movies, flew underneath the radar. I've never heard Jimmy Cliff in any drama or anything like that. Maybe y'all will let me know in the comments. But Bob Marley was the icon. Rasta thing, ambush in the night thing, politics thing. He was very outspoken. Bounty Killer, outspoken. Sizzla, outspoken. Beenie Man, always in controversy. All the time. Spragga, underneath the radar. So when we got to the venue, VGs are like, yo, I want to go and do something with Spragga. So I said, all right, cool. Let's go and do it. So we went to see Spragga and I turned on the video light and they were like, yo, turn that off, because he's in the corner. So we waited. Thank you, Goldfinger, for getting us into this venue. And it was a Red Out. So it was everybody from Red Square. And all of the artists that was with him came on stage and did their thing. Did their thing. And then Spragga Benz comes on stage.
Give me a chat now. Cause I knew them night tonight, we just stay out with the vibes and board must be for watch them. Alright?
And he didn't give us the catalog that we wanted. He was promoting the artist from Red Square, and he gave us a new song.
You've also brought a lot of young artists along the way who are now achieving their own success.
Yeah, man, that's how it's supposed to be, because no man is an island and the culture have to go on after we gone, same way.
Right.
Yeah, and you can't reign forever. You can't be the king, you can't be the top artist forever, you know? So you have to really be happy for others who will come up and try to show them the way as well, if them need any guidance.
But Spragga Benz is one of the artists that could keep this train going. He could keep it going because his catalog is impressive. He has to be one of the most underrated artists of our time. Man, I'm on stage listening to one of his new tune. And I'm like, yo, this dude got lyrics, yo. He got lyrics. He's got lyrics. His voice doesn't sound like anybody else in the business. Like there's other artists like, yo, that artist sounds like that artist, this artist sounds like that artist, but Spragga Benz stands alone. And everything about him is just uncopyable. Like you can't copy Spragga. I mean, somebody try to come in a business called Spragga Lexus. I mean, come on. Spragga Lexus, bro. Spragga Lexus is a Toyota. It's a Deporti. It's a Toyota. Benz is a Benz. That might be the first car. I mean, come on now, laugh at it. Mercedes-Benz is the first car invented, I think. So even the name is authentic. The way he moves, the way he DJs, the way he moves through life is iconic. And I think it's time that we start to push these artists like, yo, man, we want the old catalog, man. Yeah, we try to keep these videos short, man. You know what it is, man. Like, subscribe. You know why? Because it helps the algorithm. Like, subscribe, check out Shakes' live.
Cool now. I'm girl them there. I want to know. Original pilot, aka Ross Mulligeta Sewa. Adiva! Hot girl diva, a diva. Some girl a skittle tough like a cleaver. No man no want them, tell them to leave ya. A diva! Run boy, hot girl diva, a diva. Some girl a skittle tough like a cleaver. No man no want them, tell them to leave ya. A diva! Run boy, diva, a diamond, hot girl them a goal. Always feel like them in control. Any man we tackle them, end up in a them hole. That simple mean them story and